Well, I'm back out to walk the Glen Severn Road. I've parked across the highway entrance to the Roosevelt Park. I've been across already and checked. I brought snowshoes with me, but I don't think I'll need them. Looks like there's been quite a few snowmobiles and things on the road, and we haven't had that much snow anyway, so it's packed down pretty good. And I've got my cleats on the boots in case I do encounter some ice or something. You know, even more than snowmobiles, I guess there's tire tracks. People have been out here with their four-wheel drives or whatever. It's a government highway, provincial dirt road, but nobody lives on it. It goes between the two parks, the International Park, the Roosevelt International Park, and the Provincial Park at Herring Cove. On the left-hand side of the road is Provincial Park, and on the right-hand side is the International Park. You put them together and there's over 5,000 acres of parkland here. So the government anyway doesn't plow it in the winter. It would be an added expense for nothing. Nobody lives out here. So. Great place to cross-country ski. I don't do that anymore. I used to years ago. And I have snowshoed it when there's more snow. But everything is white, but we really don't have any great accumulation of snow. I wouldn't say there's any more than, I don't know, 8 or 10 inches off in a level area, and this has been packed down so that I'm not even sinking down into anything here. It's probably packed down to within an inch of the top of the road. I'll do a few clips on the way out to where I'm going, back out to the seashore. I'm going to have a picnic. I have purchased one of those little butane stoves. Remarkable little thing. Less than $10, including shipping from China. For some reason now, I mean, everything over here I've always said is made in China anyway, but now for some reason the last 5 or 6 things that I have ordered on Amazon have been shipped to me direct from China. One of those things where they tell you it's going to ship immediately, and it does, but it takes about 3 weeks to get it. Anyway, the little stove is an incredible little thing. I just lit it in the house once to see how it functions. I haven't cooked anything on it, but I'm going to have soup and tea. Brought some crackers to go with it for my lunch. And I guess the picnic tables that I'm thinking about are still out there. I think the ones that I'm thinking about are not movable. They're steel posts or whatever, cemented into the ground with the table and seats on them. So should find a good place to cook lunch. And it seems to be quite calm. There's no wind at all. I think when I left home it was -2. It moderated quite a bit. Yesterday morning it was -16. And I guess we're supposed to get some more snow tonight and a little bit tomorrow. Nothing much, but that's what happens around here when it moderates in the winter times, more snow. I always think it's funny. -2 now seems quite mild. If it went to -2 in November, we'd think we were freezing to death. There's some sort of an internal thermostat in the human body that you just sort of get used to it after a while. Dressing properly, of course, but -2 doesn't seem cold at all, especially without a wind. Well, I'll give you another look at some things a little later on as we progress here. White on white, so it probably won't show up all the well, but those are rabbit tracks in the snow there. We have the snowshoe hare here, which would be hard to see this time of year because they turn snow white in winter. I'm getting closer to my destination. This is part of Lake Glen Severn, the open area there. It's snow-covered, lots of ice under the snow. That's a small portion of the lake. It goes up into the distance there and then turns left and is, I don't know, close to a kilometer long, maybe 3/4 of a kilometer anyway. Still on the trail here. See that car up ahead there? She passed me a short time ago. A woman that I know with, I think she just had her young daughter with her. I don't know if where they're parked is the access to the boardwalk. It goes around a heath, Eagle Hill Heath. Just a bit further down the road, there's a bit of a pond there on this side of the road. And over here is more of Lake Glen Severn. A couple of months ago or so, I guess, anyway, before anything froze, I was in this exact spot, and there was a beaver in the water here working away. I don't see the lodge anywhere, but it could be up around the corner there somewhere. But it had cut down some small trees and slapped its tail on the water and tried to scare me away. And once I didn't leave, it just ignored me and went back to work. But haven't seen a beaver in this pond in quite a while, but there's at least one family of them back again. I'm just a few feet further on from the pond where I was talking about the beaver, and you can see that sort of a bit of a trench like in the snow. That's either a beaver that crossed the road here or an otter, and we have both. I know I've seen two otters in this pond, but their legs are so low that when they cross across soft snow like this, they sort of make a little road when they're going. If it were a rabbit, it would just be several spots where it leaped and landed again with a big space in between. But that, in my opinion, that's either one of the beavers or an otter who's kind of crossed the road here. Tried to say what direction it was going in. I see the side over there where it came out of as well. And it's been some time ago, enough that the snow has blustered back in and covered part of its trail. Well, I seem to be showing you nothing but tracks. I don't know if these are showing up or not. First I thought it was a deer, but on the one on the road here I can see the pads on the feet and the claws. So this is either a domestic dog that's out here roaming around or a coyote. And could be a coyote. We still have them. We used to have a lot of them, but their population has dwindled in the last 3 or 4 years for some reason. Well, I've left the main road and I'm on a little spur that goes out to a point called Con Robinson Point. There's been one vehicle out here at some time. I'm walking in the tire trail. There's a little bit of snow and blustered back in, but still I don't need snowshoes. This point is in between two nice beaches, Raccoon Beach on the right side and Southern Head Beach going over to Herring Cove, where the provincial park is on the left-hand side. And I'm hoping that there are still picnic tables here so I can set up and have a picnic lunch. Well, I'm out to the ocean side of the island, or at least the side of the island that's open to the Bay of Fundy, the least sheltered side. And this is Con Robinson Point. And I do see a snow-covered picnic table. I guess I've got some snow to clear. You can make out that land across the bay in the water. That's Grand Manan Island. It's roughly 10 miles, I think, 9.5, 10 miles offshore from here. Grand Manan is the largest of the 3 Fundy Islands. Campobello is next, and the smallest is Deer Island. A little bit more wind here. Still nothing much. Well, I'll get the picnic table cleared off and we'll see if we can get the stove going and have some lunch. So hopefully you can both hear and see me. I'm not so sure about that. I'll only know when I play it back, I guess. Some of these things, or most of these things, I guess, I've just bought recently. That's a double pots and pans, 2 things with handles so you can handle it on the fire. So I plan to warm my soup in one and make tea in the other. This thing's just got water in it for my tea. This gizmo is a windshield. It also came in handy for cleaning off the table. I used it as a shovel, I guess, to clean off the table. I'll show you what that's like in a bit. This is a tank of butane. I guess there's enough left in it. I only lit the stove once, briefly. So. And this little thing, believe it or not, if you haven't seen one, this is the stove. As I said, incredible price. It was less than $10, including shipping. And I'm just so impressed with the little thing. These hands are so cold here. Things that I'm moving around are what support the pot or whatever you're trying to heat on it. And I'm going to put my mittens back on for when I hook it up to the gas tank, because when I did that in the house, some gas leaked out, and butane under pressure is very cold stuff. I don't need a frost burn today. So bad that time, I guess. It was just a little bit of a hiss. Now I get the pot holders back where they're supposed to be. I don't know if I need that windshield or not. I think I'll use one for the soup, maybe. Campbell's soup, savory portobello mushroom, it says. If I can get it open enough. It says to bend that back and forth and then tear. As cold as my hands are, I may not be able to tear it. No, try something else here, I guess. I may never get the soup open. Tastes good. I brought a plastic bag with me to take my trash back home. Keeping this running is going to be a very long video. I won't put this up until after I get the thing lit, but I'll come back and show you what that looks like. But what really impresses me about this thing, I don't know if it has a little battery in it or if there's a magneto in there or how that works. I thought it would be like flint that would spark and light it, but it isn't. This little thing here, which I'm sure you can't see, a little metal point, makes an arc of electricity between it and the top of the stove there, and lights the butane very easily. So let's see what I get happening here. Well, I guess I'm glad I bought the windshield. I just tried lighting it without the windshield, and it blows the gas away from the little igniter there. So we'll see how much luck we have this time. You can hear the gas flowing. And there we go. I don't suppose you can see the flame. It is burning quite well. Burning so well, bring you back once my soup is heated. Again, you can't see the flame, but this is heating up this soup in no time flat. Actually, I had to turn the fire down quite a bit. It was starting to sputter and splash it over onto the windscreen. I'm glad I did pay a few dollars and buy this windscreen. Should have known I would need it on Campobello. The wind never stops blowing here, I guess. I've had this set of a knife, a fork, and a spoon, I think since I walked the Camino. And it's been on several trips with me since then. Used it on picnics and places in rural France and whatever. It's a nice little set. Anodized aluminum or whatever, practically indestructible, I guess. And my soup is almost hot enough to eat. Great little stove. If I can remember to do it, I'll put a link below the video. I bought it on Amazon, I think Amazon.ca, the Canadian version of Amazon, but I'm sure all versions of Amazon have it. I've seen a couple of different people use them or use stoves like them. I think I'm using the same one that the Scottish Wanderer uses. And Kevin, in Ontario, Kevin, I can't think the name of your channel right now. I've seen you use one too. I don't know if this is the same model or not. But I am very impressed with the little thing. And I have got steaming hot soup, so I will have my soup and come back later to chat with you when I'm making my tea. Well, I forgot to say earlier when you saw me in the frame here, that harness affair that I'm wearing, that's what the camera was attached to when I walked out here. Right now you're on a gooseneck thing that clamps onto the table. Before I make my tea, I just wanted to show you this little thing, how well that shows up. The stove arrived with this little red cord, not attached to anything, just in with the stove. And on the little red cord is what I guess is a Chinese coin. Small brass coin with a square hole in the middle. I don't even know if that's currently still considered currency in China or not. And I don't know why it was there. There was no explanation. It's just what they did, I guess. And I have a tea bag in my pot here with a little water. We'll see if I can't get the stove going again. Very first time. I love the little thing. That hot soup was really appreciated. Not that cold out, but when you're standing around you can get quite chilled, and a hot bowl of soup was wonderful. I don't think I actually have a cup of water in there, 8 fluid ounces or quarter of a liter, whatever a cup is. I just have enough to make some tea. I'm sure this will heat it up quite quickly. I was amazed how fast it heated the soup up. The little tank of gas actually cost more than the stove did. And the only place I could find that was online. I've been in a couple of hardware stores and couldn't find that type of tank. I'll have to keep looking though, because I like this little thing. I'm sure I will use it again. Well, I'll bring you back when the water does come to a boil. I'm not sure if the steam shows there or not, but it has come to a full boil. I didn't time it. 3-4 minutes, something like that. I forgot to bring a mug with me, so I'm having to drink my tea out of the little cup on top of the thermos bottle that I brought the water in. But I will shut this off now to save my gas for another day. I already have the tea bag in the water. It's a green tea with mandarin orange in it. Very good. Another hot substance. It feels good out here. Well, I'll get this packed up and start my hike back to the car. I'm not sure the length of this road, but I walk it easily in a half hour without the snow. I guess I've been a little bit longer walking in the snow. So I'll show you some more things probably on the way back. All packed up. Guess I got all of my garbage along with the pots and pans to take home and wash. I'm ready to head back. A little glimpse off at Graham and Ann. This is just a small gravel pit inside the International Park. I suppose they must use it for gravel and sand or whatever to repair the trails with. I come in here because I thought I might catch a glimpse of a deer or something, but not seeing any wildlife today at all, just a few birds. Well, I'm almost back to the main highway here where I left my car. Hope you enjoyed this little stroll in the snow and the demonstration of the little butane stove. I'll just take this opportunity to say thank you very much for watching, and then I guess we'll conclude this little episode.